guys, and this is Teresa. Hello. And this is my first time putting my face out on the internet or doing any kind of video response to anything. And I'm doing it to the BJD Addicts prompt number 35 about Recast. I will go ahead right now and say that my opinion is not a very liked one. It is not one that is heavily agreed upon on most of the forum communities that I have been a part of, or most of the discussions that I have participated in. So I will go ahead and say now that if any hateful, nasty comments left on my page and not articulate, well thought out responses that have purpose but hateful, or any hate mail, things of that nature are sent to me, I will not hesitate to delete the comment and proceed to report if need be, you, user, whatever. Like I said, this is my response to the prompt number 35 about Recast. First question is, and I do feel the need to say that this is a subject that I have looked into a lot, not just in the past couple months since the topic has been getting heat, but something I looked into previously. When I first joined the hobby, I wasn't a part of DOA. It was recommended to me at a convention, but I had done my own research beforehand. So I know, I'm not going to say I'm a know-it-all, but I do know a good amount about the hobby itself and the recasting part of the hobby. Now, for those of you who don't know what recasting is, I'll go ahead and give a quick explanation. It is when a person who is not a part of a company, they will buy a doll from said company. Normally it's places like Zoom or Apple House or Fairyland a lot of the times, and especially a lot of Volks dolls. And they'll buy the doll and they will proceed to copy the mold of it and reuse that mold to make more dolls and sell them off. Now, normally you find a lot of recast on Chinese buyer sites. I won't give out any names, but it's not something that is very well liked in the community at all, as it is, it is considered art theft. And the giant fear in the community is that it's harming the secondhand market, because people think that the people who buy the recast are putting the dolls on the marketplace, on DOA, or even on eBay, which is not allowed, and selling them off to be legitimate things. But I'll get to my opinion on that later. So for now, the video questions. Alright, so first of all, do I think recasts are okay? Honestly, in my opinion, it is, for me personally, up to the buyer. Do I own a recast? No, I don't. My girl here is legitimate. Her box is currently what is being used to hold up my camera, as my laptop video thing makes a lot of weird noises that I can't hear, but apparently everybody else can hear. But she's legitimate. The Apple House doll that I owned before her was legitimate. The Dream of Doll and Fairyland dolls that I owned before them were also legitimate. I saved up and I bought them with my own money. And the occasional Christmas, blah blah blah, whatever. But I'm not going to lie and say that I haven't considered getting a recast, and that I'm not planning to buy a recast, because I am. Because and my thing is, what I'm buying a recast of isn't something that the company offers. It's not something that the company makes. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the company Fairyland, but if you've been in the hobby for a while, or even newer, you probably do know of the company. They only release dolls in two main colors, normal skin and white. If you look at her here, she is not either of those. She is the light brown from Apple House. The doll I owned for her previously was also light brown in Apple House. Now, I've loved Fairyland. I've wanted a doll from them, specifically a mini fee or a fee please 65 from them for a long time, but I've never wanted to buy, because honestly they will not, and they do not make her in the color that I want. I want her in the light brown skin tone like my eye here, or I want her to be slightly darker for a character that she's supposed to be representing. and I'm not going to have a white or normal skinned doll represent a character that is supposed to be darker skin. I'm sorry, no. So my only alternative, because I'm not going to have her blushed, because when you take that off or when it wears off, you see the white patches underneath. Sorry, no, will not. The other option is a recast. And I know where to get the recast from. I know how much it costs. I am planning on getting her within the next month or so. Does this mean I'm going to completely stop buying legitimate dolls? Heck no. I have no intention of doing such. I'm going to still continue to get my other dolls legitimately from their proper companies, because the companies do offer them the way that I want them. In this instance, though, it does not. But do I think recasts are okay? I guess because I'm getting one, I will have to say yes. Because I do know, are a lot of people that I know that get recast. I don't even know them personally, but they're on a forum that I am a part of, or that is very recast friendly. They get the recasts in ways that aren't readily available, or they're dolls that sold out a long time ago, or they're being sold for thousands of dollars when the owner only paid like $600 to $8 for it on the marketplace. Like, I saw somebody with the green Pookie feet. It was adorable, and she was just all she, I don't know which one the doll was, but just all green, and it was amazing. And I saw a Zoom doll in all red, and she was absolutely gorgeous. And I've seen tan Unoas, and I've seen tan mini fees and little fees, and it's just amazing. I'll say, because these aren't things that you can see, because these aren't things that the company offers. But at the same time, I don't think it's my place to tell somebody if they do have a recast, oh hey, your doll's not okay, or I don't think you should be doing that. It's not my business to be in their pocket, just like I don't think it's anybody else's business to be in mine. I'm not going to tell somebody else how to spend their money. I don't expect anyone else to tell me how to spend mine. That's just kind of how it goes. The second question, what would I do if I bought a recast? Unintentionally? Well, I was planning on, I don't think I would care all that much, honestly. Unless, of course, I ended up paying the full price for the doll when I know how much the doll costs being recasted. Then I am going to have a problem, because the seller did try. No, the seller did at that point, because I'm assuming the doll's at home with me, and I checked it. I noticed, oh hey, something's wrong here. Something's not right with the faceplate or on the inside or whatever. Resin feels weird. Then I have a problem, and I have to talk to the seller or report them. But, because generally, the giant misconception is that recast owners try to sell their dolls off as legitimate things. No. That's like saying all Democrats are going to vote for Obama because he's a Democrat. I guess that could be a bad metaphor. I don't know. But generally, we're pretty honest people. I've yet to come across anybody on the forum that I'm on that has tried to sell their recast off as a legitimate doll. We know it's bad. It is frowned upon in the recast community to do such, because it's adding fuel to the fire. A lot of people don't trust people who own and buy recast. We don't need that. We don't need you to make us look any worse, because people already don't like us, trust us, whole 9 yards. So yeah, that's that. And if I had a friend who bought a recast doll, would we still be friends? Yes. Because, like I mentioned previously, it's none of my business what anybody else does with their money. I'm honestly, and I would have to say, I think it's a little petty to dislike somebody over a doll, or to end a friendship over a doll and what somebody else spent their money on. It's not like this person went out and committed murder, rape, or something else as serious. In my opinion, it's like getting mad at somebody for downloading a song off the internet, which I know is what it gets compared to a lot. And neither things are completely legal. I'm aware of that. But I'm just saying that I don't think it's a... If my friend bought a recast, and I'm the one who got my friend, she's on DOA. I got her on DOA. I introduced her to Ball Joint Dolls because she saw my dream of child doll, and she was really fascinated by her. So, you know, I got her into the hobby, and I've introduced her a lot of stuff, and I did explain one time what recasts were to her because it had popped up in a discussion somewhere on the forum, and she wasn't sure what it was because everybody was just angrily going back and forth with one another or attacking people, which is not okay. But she hasn't gotten a recast doll. She has no intent to get a recast doll, but if she ever did, I would not care. It's none of my business what she does with her money, with her dolls, as long as she is personally happy. That's all I care about. It's not affecting me. It's not killing me in the instance that she buys one and it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Why did you do this? You can't tell. No, why am I going to do that? That's just wrong. In my opinion. You don't have to share my opinion. And I know some of you probably won't and do not. And that's okay. Because we will have varying and different opinions. So yeah, I guess that's it as far as my other thoughts on recasts go. I mean, people are going to do what they want to do, and this argument being so huge on DOA or on Flickr or all over just the internet as a whole, I think is ridiculous because honestly, it's not going to come to a definite end. It's one of those things where you've got one person on one side of the fence and you've got a person on another side of the fence, and they have two completely different views, and they're just not going to see eye to eye. And at some point, you've just got to agree to disagree. And I know that's what I end up doing with my boyfriend a lot of time when we talk politics, because he is heavy Republican and I am most definitely a Democrat. There are some things where he's been able to get me onto his side of persuasion, and there are some things where I've been able to get him onto my side of persuasion. And then there are those things where we do not see eye to eye, and to stop from arguing more than we already were, we've got to just say, we've got to agree to disagree. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the interwebs and see how this goes. Alright, later YouTube!